Hey everyone, welcome to the Bold and Beautiful 24. I'm Alessio, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. Deacon's rage brings Sheila to tears, and Electra confronts a triumphant Luna. Editors independently choose all of the products and services displayed. However, Soaps.com may earn a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the merchant may obtain certain auditable data for financial reporting. At the Forrester guest home, Electra recounts what Will told her about that night, including Luna's pregnancy with his kid. Will points out that Luna's claim could be a lie. He cannot lose her. Wood pledges that he would never willingly sleep with Luna. Electra asks, "Is she at your father's house?" Will nods. She yells, "Let's go." Bill and Katie tell Luna to remain where she is. She smirks and asks why she wants to leave the family home. Luna B&B. Luna accuses them of not wanting their grandson to feel included in the family. Bill grunts about the paternity test. She is positive that this is Will's baby. The back and forth continues until Electra enters with Will. Electra tells Luna that she should have fled. She could have had a better life, but she had to stay and attempt to ruin theirs. "I swear you'll regret not leaving Los Angeles. When you had the chance." Luna will crew Electra B&B. More, Luna is targeted for murder. Will Sheila tell all? Deacon lashes out at Sheila in Il Giardino, accusing her of concealing Luna's existence. She lied to him every single day by remaining silent. Deacon demands to hear the entire story. Sheila informs him that Luna is not only alive, but also pregnant with Will Spencer's baby. Deacon's eyes almost popped out of his skull. Sheila Deacon bed and breakfast. Deacon cannot believe this is possible. Will adores Electra Forrester. When he presses for more information, Sheila is obliged to reveal that Luna was present in disguise the night of Will's party. Deacon fumes, who the hell taught her that? Sheila claims her granddaughter laced Will's beverages with high-test alcohol. When Deacon realizes it's the bottle he found behind the bar, he erupts. He earns his living here. Is this where she comes to torment? She killed his employees and targeted Will. You knew about it. I cannot even look at you. He screams at Sheila. Sheila Deacon furious B&B. He paces and compels Sheila to look at Hollis and Tom's photos. He misses them every day. Sheila claims she mourned her granddaughter in the same way. Deacon hisses, "That bitch belongs in prison." Sheila thought she could help her. Deacon shouts, "Help her with what? Will Spencer? Has she learnt nothing?" Deacon accuses her of intentionally deceiving him. She's regressing. Sheila shakes her head, "No." Deacon says that she scares the crap out of him and walks away, leaving his wife stunned. Taylor is in her office when Brooke comes by. The world-renowned psychiatrist tries to get rid of her enemy. Brooke keeps poking Taylor to see whether he's okay. "Rich hated hurting you," she says. Taylor does not need the blonde to tell her this. She admits it was terrible, but she has many reasons to be pleased. Brooke is happy to hear she is going to be fine. Taylor tries again to get rid of her, but Brooke doesn't get the message. She claims that she believes fate will offer Taylor a whole new life. The final scenes. Taylor is alone in her office when Deacon shows up. He wasn't sure where else to go. "I think I'm losing my mind," he says. Sitting, he admits he has problems with Sheila. Taylor proposes he speak with someone else. Deacon needs someone who understands it. Taylor wonders what this is about. Deacon says, "Luna. Crazy Luna." Taylor Deacon bed and breakfast. More about Taylor's new love interest. At Bill's house, Electra assures Luna that there is no her and Will. She smirks, there was the night of his party. Will mistook her for Electra. Katie is so sorry that Electra is going through this. Bill tells Luna that his son does not want her. Luna informs Electra that she is having Will's baby. They accuse her of falsifying the exam. Bill informs them that it is indeed real. Katie verifies this. Luna would never lie about something as wonderful as having a baby with Will. She triumphantly massages her belly as Electra looks on murderously. The night felt like it was closing in on itself, every corner of Los Angeles brimming with secrets, rage, and heartbreak, and in the middle of it all stood two very different battles playing out like parallel storms, one at the Forrester guest house, where Electra's fury reached boiling point after Will's shaky confession, and the other at Il Giardino, where Deacon's trust in Sheila finally shattered under at the guest house. Electra listened with wide, skeptical eyes as Will described every aspect of that night, his voice cracking as he swore he had never willingly slept with Luna. He clung to the only defense he had. Whatever Luna was saying had to be a lie, a trap, something twisted to rip them apart. But Electra, with her blood flowing hot and quick, was dissatisfied. Her queries were sharp. Is she at your father's house? And as Will nodded, a grim confirmation, she fumed with a rage that was both sadness and fire, shouting out, "Let's leave," like a declaration of war. That war front was already building at Bill's residence, where Luna, with a sneer that could cut glass, made herself at home as if the Spencer estate had always been hers. Bill and Katie, united if only for the moment, told her to stay put, but the gravity of their request was lost on her because she rejoiced in their suffering. Luna scorned the entire concept of going, tilting her head defiantly. "Why would I want to travel anywhere? This is my family's home," she said with poisonous entitlement. When Bill yelled about a paternity test, Luna's certainty got even stronger. She insisted this kid was Will's, uttering the words with such conviction that it felt like she'd already written history in her favor. She attempted to embarrass them and warp their moral compass by questioning how they could possibly exclude her pregnant child, their claimed grandchild, from being hugged by family. Every sentence was premeditated, every look was weaponized. And then the door opened, and Electra stormed in with Will by her side, suddenly transforming the atmosphere from tension to complete volatility. Electra's voice was steady but lethal as she told Luna that she should have left while she still had a chance to save some semblance of a life, but instead she chose to stay, fight, and destroy. Her comments were a promise, not a threat. "I guarantee you will regret not leaving LA while you had the chance." The expression in her eyes said it all. This wasn't just a quarrel, it was a death sentence etched in invisible ink. Meanwhile, across town at Il Giardino, another tempest raged, and it was uglier, more personal, because this wasn't just about betrayal, it was about blood, loyalty, and the kind of trust that, once shattered, can never be repaired. Deacon had discovered the truth. Sheila had known Luna was alive all along. She had sat across from him, slept with him, and stared him in the eyes every day while holding the most hideous falsehood in her hands. He exploded, his wrath echoing around the diner like a fire alarm. His voice thundered, demanding every disgusting detail, and Sheila, trapped, eventually revealed the truth. Luna was not only alive, but also pregnant with Will Spencer's child. The remarks caused Deacon's eyes to expand and his jaw to slack in shock. How was this ever possible? Will was obsessed about Electra. It did not make sense. But then Sheila revealed the rest, and every ounce of his sanity began to crumble. Luna had attended Will's party in disguise. She had drugged his beverages, saturating his body with alcohol potent enough to render him powerless. Deacon recognized with horror that his tavern had been utilized as a staging area, and his bottle had served as the weapon. It all came flooding back to him, the bottle behind the counter, the mayhem of that night, the workers' loss, and he erupted, yelling that this was his job, his safe haven, not a playground for Sheila's demented granddaughter. "You knew about it," he yelled at Sheila, destroying something between them. "I cannot even look at you." He grabbed images of Hollis and Tom, forcing her to look at their features and reminded her of the men whose lives had been lost as a result of the devastation Luna had caused. "I miss them every day," he screamed, his misery shredding at the borders of his fury. Sheila, for her part, attempted to appeal to sadness, claiming that she mourned her grandchild just as much, but Deacon was having none of it. His eyes flared, and the words flew out like poison, "That bitch belongs in prison." He accused Sheila of attempting to assist Luna in doing a heinous act, destroying another family, or Will Spencer. He admitted what had been festering in his heart for weeks. She terrified the heck out of him. And then, in a heartbreaking move, he walked away, leaving Sheila in a heap of sorrow and sadness. Back in the hospital, Taylor and Brooke's drama simmered, though it was quieter, more nuanced in manipulation and poorly veiled digs. Brooke had arrived to Taylor's workplace, and Taylor, rolling her eyes, tried every method to get rid of her. But, as always, Brooke squeezed, poked, and prodded Taylor's emotional wounds, claiming to be concerned. She claimed Ridge despised hurting Taylor, as if this made treachery easier. Taylor confessed it was hard, but she reminded Brooke that she had a lot to be joyful about, her voice tinged with resistance. Brooke grinned knowingly, smugly, insisting that fate would bring Taylor new love and a new life, but Taylor was not fooled. When Brooke eventually departed, the room felt heavier and emptier. That's when Deacon arrived, raw and unraveling. He slumped into a chair and admitted that he feared he was losing his mind, that Sheila had dragged him into craziness, and that he didn't know where else to turn. He begged Taylor for help, murmuring "crazy Luna" as if naming the demon would exorcise it from his life. Taylor, suspicious but professional, listened, her expression alternating between concern and uncertainty. She understood how deadly Sheila was, how twisted the Luna situation had gotten, and she could see Deacon spiraling right in front of her. While Deacon's spirit shattered in Taylor's office, the true struggle raged on at Bill's estate. Electra's comments reverberated like a battle cry, cutting through Luna's smirks, but Luna was not Abu to back down. She smirked wider, her confidence brimming with wickedness. "There was the night of his party," she yelled. "Will thought I was you." The words caused Will to shudder, Electra to seethe, and Katie to wince in sympathy. Bill backed Electra up, his voice rough and firm. His son didn't want Luna, didn't pick her, and never would. But Luna had a trump card, which she used without hesitation. Stroking her belly with theatrical affection, she exclaimed, "I'm having Will's baby." The room fell silent, Electra's face twisted with disdain, and Will nearly split apart from the weight of guilt. They accused Luna of faking the test, as she often did, but Bill, with the authority of a man who had personally verified the facts, broke the news: the test was genuine. Katie confirmed with a mournful nod. And there she was, triumphant, gleaming with sick pride, her palm stroking her stomach as if it were her crown, weapon, and proof of victory. The sight of it made Electra murderous, the fire in her eyes screaming for vengeance to come, while Luna reveled in her control, convinced she had won. But victories in Los Angeles are fleeting, and this one was tinged with the stench of blood and betrayal, as if the entire world knew the war had only just begun. The walls of the Spencer mansion seemed to vibrate with the tension between Luna and Electra, each woman locked in a silent duel before a word was spoken. Will stood hopelessly in the midst, caught between Electra's rage and Luna's smug, poisonous triumph. Electra's hands clenched at her sides, her nails digging into her palms, as if pain was the only way she could stay from lunging across the room. Luna, meanwhile, massaged her stomach again, allowing her words to land with surgical precision. "This is Will's baby." Every syllable was crisp, loaded with the arrogance that only someone confident of their unrivaled victory could conjure. Bill's jaw tightened, and his eyes narrowed at Luna's audacity. Katie moved closer to Electra, as if to physically calm her, murmuring words of encouragement that Electra could scarcely hear through the roaring in her ears. Will's pulse raced as remorse and shame washed over him like waves, despite his repeated assurance that what happened that night was out of his control. He kept insisting that Luna had duped him, drugged him, and disguised herself as Electra. But the more he said it, the less it sounded like a defense and more like a confession of weakness, which Luna used to her advantage with each smirk. "You thought I was her," she reminded him, her voice beautiful yet caustic. "That implies you really wanted me. You just didn't realize it yet." Electra flinched at the cruelty, her eyes flashing murderously, but Will rushed closer as if to shelter her, saying none of it was true. Nonetheless, the harm had been done, Luna had sown the seed of doubt, and she relished in the havoc she created. Across town, at Il Giardino, anarchy took a new form. Deacon was disintegrating in front of Sheila, his wrath no longer contained within the confines of his restaurant. His yells rebounded against the masonry, cracking glassware and making Sheila shudder with each verbal strike. "You knew she was still alive?" he barked, his voice harsh and broken. "Every damn day you lied to me, looked me in the eyes, and let me believe." He broke himself off, his throat hard with treachery. Sheila's attempts at damage control failed, her voice cracking as she revealed Luna's pregnancy, her words spilling out before she could stop herself. "She's carrying Will Spencer's baby." Deacon staggered back, as if the reality had struck him. "That's impossible," he said quietly, shaking his head fiercely. But when Sheila was trapped, she continued to talk, disclosing information she should have kept private. She admitted to Luna's disguise, tainted cocktails, and brutal manipulation during Will's party. Deacon's fury flashed like a fire at the thought of drink. His thoughts immediately turned to the bottle he'd discovered behind the bar, which he had discounted at the time but now knew was a loaded gun pointing at his livelihood. The deaths of Hollis and Tom flooded back to him in a tidal wave of anguish and wrath. He snatched their photos off the wall and put them in Sheila's face, his voice breaking as he sobbed, "I miss them every day. Every damn day, Sheila." His eyes burned as he looked at her, a man torn apart by pain and dishonesty. "And you stood by her? Protected her? What the hell were you thinking?" Sheila pleaded her case, her hands trembling as she stated that she believed she could help her granddaughter, guide her, and even save her. But for Deacon, it was nothing more than treachery shrouded in delusion. Save her? To whom? To Will Spencer? To tear apart another family? His voice was hoarse now, but his rage remained unwavering. "Sheila, you terrify the heck out of me. You're regressing, and I can't live like this. I can't live with you." He turned and rushed out, leaving Sheila crying in the dimly lit restaurant, her tears falling like little shards of broken glass on the floor.